As I'm standing here now, I don't even have, I have some 10 shillings, but I don't have anything on my wallet.
With just your phone, you can access any service or product in Kenya. You can prepay your order online, pay for basic utilities like water and electricity, pay for rent or pay for grocery or a friend's food in a restaurant, pay for bus or car parking tickets, air or train tickets, taxi fee, TV and your movie subscriptions, pay for school fees, and you can also buy your shares. This has been made possible by virtual mode of payments, and that begs the question, is Kenya going cashless? How far are we to a fully cashless society? What are the challenges? And what will be the impact? In 2007, Kenya woke up to an amazing innovation, M-Pesa, a mobile money transfer service that took the world by storm by putting Kenya on the map for housing the first telecommunication company that allowed its users to deposit, withdraw and transfer money. Safaricom, not satisfied with its achievements, came up with Lipa na M-Pesa in 2013, an entry where you could pay for goods and services to the merchant's pay bill or till number. The growth of digital payments has been in ripple since its inception. More phones and less cash has been witnessed over time. In March 2013, the total number of mobile payments stood at 134.4 billion shillings and tripled in the same month in 2019 to 368.39 billion shillings. Mobile transaction per minute averaged to 14.93 billion shillings, with 85.71% of the mobile transfers recorded from payment of goods and services. This trend has also been aided by the increased cheap smartphones in the market, with 90.4% of Kenyans owning phones. On the other hand, banks have closed down branches and ATMs while the number of credit and debit cards increased, meaning cash activities have lessened. By January this year, more than 17 million ATM cards were in circulation, an exponential growth from the 10 million electronic cards registered in 2013. Interoperability of service operators and banks, with a drive for mutual benefits for revenue and deposits through PesaLink, an integrated payment service platform, gave birth to mobile banking, whereby funds are transferred from customers' linked accounts. As a result, more bank accounts have been opened as more Kenyans warm up to this innovation that provides a more safe, fast and efficient service. Questions on who stands to gain the most if the country goes cashless has lingered, with the economists claiming the banking regulators and the mobile operators will be bagging more money from the transaction fees.
Quick beneficiaries: banks, mobile app developers who are going to develop the apps that are going to be used for the cashless transfers, to be able to create interlinks, be able to interfaces between one bank product or somebody's product to another product. Those are going to be able to benefit telcos. The mobile money is going to be one of those that is going to greatly benefit from it.
But who are the losers?
There's going to be a huge reduction of staff in banks, because when you move cashless, it means I don't need to walk into the bank. I can do everything from either my phone, or I can walk into a shop, carry out my transactions from there without even coming to the bank. And with the advent of internet, which is everywhere, I can actually transfer money to whoever I want to transfer to without actually going to any bank to be able to carry out a transaction.
What about the accountants? How will they be affected?
Cash transfer organizations and operators, those will have to be totally eliminated from the market, because then I don't need you. I can actually be able to transact with you even as low as 1 shilling. So if I'm able to transact to you as low as 1 shilling, why should I be able to get into a cash transfer center to be able to carry out that particular transaction?
A research by the Communication Authority showed most mobile transactions take place between 3 and 4 a.m., most of which are carried out by small-scale traders who borrow for cash flow that enable them to sell goods Over the past decade, Kenya's economy has been largely shielded by the informal sector, with the statistics showing 91% of businesses accounting for micro, small and medium enterprises. It contributes to the 30% of country's GDP and 83.4% of existing jobs. Despite all the benefits it comes with, this sector has faced a series of challenges, lack of funds being the main issue. But mobile banking has provided instant loans, accelerating economic growth unlike former long banking procedures. This contactless payment has catapulted the growth rate of m-commerce. According to ISPAC Director Edwin Makori, the transition will not favor the Kadogo economy that includes mama mboga, who heavily depends on cash, at least not immediately.
We have these mama mbogas who you have to pay 2 shillings, 5 shillings, 10 shillings to be able to get the small economy, what we call the Kadogo economy. Is what might slow down the realization of a cashless society, because then for the Kadogo economy is purely cash.
Globally, non-cash transactions volumes grew by 10.1% to reach $486.6 billion between 2015 and 2016. Leading in terms of adoption of e-payments is Sweden, with 6.3 million of its 10 million population using Swish, a mobile payment method. Others are India's domineering Paytm and China's Tencent, Alipay and WeChat that operates on quick response or the QR barcodes and near-field connection NFC-enabled gadgets that includes wristwatches, rings and the commonly used one, smartphones. All the user does is tap their phones on point-of-sale machines, commonly called POS, or scan the QR code to verify the transaction. But is the Kenyan market receptive, considering the failure of M-Pesa One Tap and Travel Tap?
You know, there is a period, every technology takes a form where a few people use it, and then soon you begin to see more people liking it. Sometimes for some reasons nobody knows, people may not adapt the new technology. It's a very convenient way of payment, because you just swipe like that and you pay. Maybe we were not trusting enough that if you did it twice, it might take the money twice, and then you are not able to understand what happened. It's going to take a while, but we would adopt all these new technologies that are coming.
Critics argue if this goes through, it will mean cashier-less stores and retail chains, banks, hospitals, and collapse of cash courier and logistic companies, among many, rendering many jobless. But is this the case?
If you have to move cash from one point to the other, the cost of transporting cash is higher than the cost of being able to do it online. Many people actually anyone who is on that chain of logistics in the, and you know, I always call those middlemen. Those are basically middlemen. Those are the guys who are going to be eliminated. It's just being able to re-engineer themselves, because we cannot say that you're going to eliminate money 100%.
Once upon a time, barter trade was the mode of payment, and that fiat or the paper money took over. Centralized financial institutions were put in place to print notes and mint coins to give real value to commodities, but technology has overtaken, and penetration of cryptocurrency looks like a threat to the already paperless society. The world is pacing up, with 1 in 2 Kenyans now trading using the popular Bitcoin. But really, is cryptocurrency the future of money, and does it pose a threat to the central bank?
The direction the world is going, the coming of the fourth industrial revolution, means that we would adopt new technologies. And a technology like blockchain is actually another wave of technology besides internet and mobility. You know, there was internet, then mobile came, now blockchain has come. What blockchain has come is to bring some justice to the people. The confusion you are seeing is the fear by the banks that this thing would remove us as intermediaries and we have no place to go. No, they would have a place to play. There is so much the banking sector does.
Most of organizational businesses are moving to a blockchain technology. So it's only a matter of time that once we understand, you know, part of resistance is because this cryptocurrency is not understood.
We have disadvantages of the fiat system, which have existed for so many years, right? So when you look at it, you see that the central bank controls how the money is used, right? So when you come to Bitcoin, Bitcoin allows for decentralization, whereby there is no a single institution which is going to control how much the value of it. The future is bright for the Bitcoin, and actually I believe that Bitcoin is going to take up.
What are the advantages of Bitcoin compared to mobile money?
If somebody is in the US, wants to send you money, they'll have to pass through the Western Union, and by the time the money gets to you, they have taken their fees, and they have, the money that you get is not actually what the center sent. But then now, for the Bitcoin, it is a peer-to-peer kind of system, whereby if somebody is in another part of the world, they'll just, what they need is just a wallet, which can either be offline or online, and just give them the wallet address, and then you'll receive your money right away.
Over the years, banks have been used to track down criminals involved in the black market, like money laundering, tax evasion, drug barons and peddlers, and human traffickers.
Cashless means traceability. It means that if people have no cash in hand and they bribed a policeman, there will be a record that the man was bribed. So some of the problems that we have, like bribery, some corruption, will significantly be reduced when we move to a cashless economy.
Unlike the Kenyan Central Bank that continues to issue new notes, India in 2016 erased all the 500 and 1,000 notes that forced Indians to convert their money into small denominations, what is popularly known as denominatization. A decision that caused a stir, but since then more Indians have subscribed to electronic money applications. This, the Prime Minister J.B. Narendra Modi said was and will eradicate black money and corruption, a sentiment the CBK Governor Dr. Patrick Njoroge recently agreed with. By October 31st, all Kenyans shall have returned their 1,000 notes, which are most prone to counterfeit. Crypto enthusiasts think the structures put in place by the central banks and crypto bodies will get rid of crimes in the financial sector. However, cyber attacks have been rampant, with many state and non-state-owned institutions experiencing big problems tackling them. Credit cards holders' data have been accessed by fraudsters, and this worries many who say the Kenyan system is not ready and that its cyber unit is not strong enough. I thought Dr. Bitangendemo, head of blockchain traders, insists it can be worked on and that the attackers have links in the entities and companies should get detection mechanism.
70% of the fraud you see is actually caused by internal people. They are the ones who give the passwords, they are the ones who do. It's very difficult for me to hack into US and steal money without knowing the channels. So it is internal. And the other ones, the other hacks, come from highly experienced hackers. No one is experienced enough to say we can never get a cyber attack. Even with so many attacks, you have not seen any bank that has abandoned online mobile banking, which means that the benefits are so huge that the costs from cyber attacks is insignificant. Otherwise, they would have shut down.
Facebook was accused of using personal data of its American users to help the now President Donald Trump to win his election. Apple is under regulatory probe for mining data. Google has also been rumored to be in the list of online companies who manipulate their users' information to monitor their purchasing trends, which in turn are used to advertise and market products. Here in Kenya, The personalized marketing just started, and the consumer regulators warn will spiral, putting customer data at risk. Like Huduma number, the presence of a third-party partner in the payment ecosystem who is a software operator pose a risk by selling bankers' details. In Australia, government has put up a framework to provide data governance, a regulation that will be best implemented by the National Treasury amid the increased number of online credit facilities. Bitangendemo believes a blockchain will bring monetary justice or benefits to the consumers.
We've been into social media. We have given them all our data. They are using our data to do business. Blockchain comes and says you can't use Ndemo's data for business without asking permission from him. You see? Without asking permission from him. Yeah. And if you ask permission, I will tell you, you can only use my data if you pay me. So all this data that you are seeing, not just those social networks that will benefit, they would also pay some money to the people who have actually created that marketplace.
Compared to other African countries, Kenya is undergoing an imminent digital transformation, but the hurdles are still there. Service providers are still experiencing outages, which have now and then led to losses of millions of shillings and inconvenience to the clients. Supply of power is also not consistent, and other regions barely have power connection. Cryptocurrency currently operates on an unregulated, decentralized system, but for it to work like Brazil, individuals, legal entities, and brokerage firms will have to allow the Treasury to monitor and vet every transaction to ensure users are protected and criminals are outed. So, I don't know about you, but I am keeping my physical wallet because Kenya has a long way to go to a totally cashless society. You can engage us on our social media platforms shown down here. My name is Joan Kutuny, and this is Metropol TV.